Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold.
We hated when it got cold. Or he hated? Oh. Oh, he hated when it got cold.
Seems like the next activity is mealtime? Or quaint.
You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable.
Like?
I love the writing. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And, oh great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expected Stir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered.
Hey there, you're looking good, Charlie. Real good.
This man here.
Please leave me alone.
And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit in the table if they sit side by side. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think this was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side of the table, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms.
Now that everyone's seated, we can begin dinner.
Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit.
We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do.
Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you were serving. What are we eating?
It's meat.
Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge.
Fucking Colonel Sanders? My favorite.
Meat is good.
Meat is murder.
Which you'd know considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now?
I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat meat, so that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true.
Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey Charlie, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat.
Ugh. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat?
This took 12 hours.
And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal.
Wow, he's right for a change. 'Cause I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain.
Calm down. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood.
Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously, my gorgeous katana's the only option, obs.
The hell it is!
It looks a little dented, honey. Just... Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like.
Please stop, please. I hate it when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov.
Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, Charlie. I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean dinner! Otherwise, will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. You should be. Get your tetanus shots, children, every 10 years.
Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold.
Oh, he hated when it got cold.
Here's a machete, freshly sharpened.
Thank you. Yeah, I get, yeah. I know how to play the game. Away we go. Slice! Not bad. Oh, I wasn't ready. You missed completely. Oh, not bad. Ah! Okay, it does let me do full spins. Huh.
It's okay. At least you tried. A little. Sometimes trying takes a lot of effort.
What the hell was that? You ruined dinner. Your swinging was so poorly aimed you hacked it to pieces. The bad kind of pieces, too. I hope you're drunk. I think we've discussed this. Dinner is finally served.
For real.
The sound, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean...
Come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think the mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect.
Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there.
Spirit, why aren't you hungry?
The two best things about being dead is not having to eat.
That's only one thing.
Think about it, Charlie. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that.
Oh, neither is she!
I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them?
My intestines are also... Look at that seagull.
Look at that seagull!
Wow. You ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Charlie. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise.
Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing.
Oh, he's sad for you.
You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull.
Uh-oh. He just made a lot of good points.
I swear.
You're beginning to feel lightheaded.
It waved at me.
Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait. You haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out.
I've drank something, though. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean.
Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it.
I brought you here. I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path. Or at least a right path. Too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there's even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse.
Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right?
For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Who did we kill? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth.
We know the answer. You just said you brought us here.
The ultimate truth.
Vague. Mysterious. I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feeling inside me that we're all truly insignificant, and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge.
Oh,
I have
it's
to wonder,
so salty.
how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness?
Found someone's speckle. I used to feel that way. Small, unimportant, alone. But lately, I'm not so sure.
This is too forward for Goth Ghost, Mommy.
I'm starting to feel different. Started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special.
You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic. She's clearly so passionate about.
A friend, perhaps something more. I don't know what this island has planned for me. Probably death.
Ha! A friend. Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once, back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends are what's keeping me held together. Aren't what's keeping me held together. Read English, Nikki. I'm floating on a cloud of rage. Oh, I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone, and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but... Spirit looks around to see if anyone else is on the beach. When she's convinced it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known. But I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. Two wolves.
You're not stupid. That sounds badass.
Right? But I didn't let it out. And then I, chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside you, stranger? Fire. Darkness.
Sure.
Fire.
Up to you. Up to you. You know what? I
love
can't
the
make
fire.
all the decisions. No dragon, just fire. A raging inferno, in fact. Begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon.
I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire? That's some hobbit-type nonsense. I'm a descendant of proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level. Looks like there was only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand. They're waving in the air above their heads.
It's very important that we stick to the itinerary.
And attend each event as scheduled.
Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities.
Whoops. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late.
Playing sick? No, I was... No time for excuses.
Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting.
Go, go, go!
To mail!
Onwards, to mail!
Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement.
We're not going to blame anyone in particular.
But someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry. You hasn't been sticking to the schedule.
That means we're behind on time for evening activities.
And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story.
Just one story. But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience.
You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well.
Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss.
Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you. But you embrace your fate.
Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. I've been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie?
Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once?
Damn it, Donald. What? If you tried to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice.
We all know you love
yeah.
to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us!
Clearly. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me no one.
He was misnaming them, that's what it was.
Oh, nobody.
Oh, we still gotta get started on story time, so... Oh, that was you. Okay, I didn't know who nobody was. Charlie, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so the tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Should we mix it up with someone else?
But if you want, I don't know how this game works in terms of, like,
Me neither.
roots, so...
Alright, your turn.
I'm not really one for scary stories. Life is scary enough as is.
You literally carry around a skull and a spine as your little prop. As the other killers laugh, Wraith holds up his skull and gazes into its hollow, dark eye sockets.
If you're looking for something Shakespearean in the story, look elsewhere. This is a tale of madness, of staring at the soul of death and never returning. Once upon a time, a young man worked at a junkyard. The man was quiet, kept to himself, just wanted to avoid trouble. While the boss dealt with clients, the young man operated the crusher, turning old cars into cubes of twisted metal. One day, right before crushing a car, he noticed something. Blood. Rip, rip, ripping. From the trunk. He opened it and found a frightened stranger, bound and gagged. The young man reeled. Was he about to accidentally murder the stranger? How could this have happened? He freed the stranger, who ran off. Into the waiting arms of the boss, the owner of the junkyard.
Oh.
Before his shaken employee could tell him about the mistake they had nearly made, the boss took out a knife and swiftly slit the stranger's throat. The young man fell to his knees, unable to comprehend what was happening. As he stared at the ground, too shocked to cry, the boss approached him. "Oh, what did you do?" he asked the boss. "I did your job for you." "What do you mean? That's not my job. My job is to crush the cars." The boss let out a miserable scoff, his face contorting in evil disdain for the pathetic wench in front of him. Wretch. What do you think we're crushing? Why do you think we're crushing these cars? To save space? Who do you think my clients are? "I don't know," mumbled the young man. Yes, you do, screamed the boss. Deep down, you've always known what was happening here. You just didn't want to admit it to yourself. Your hands aren't clean. My clients give me money, and I take care of their problems, eliminate their witnesses, tie up their loose ends. Or actually, you do. No, the young man whimpered as the boss towered over him. Yes, you're nothing more than an executioner, and you reaped hundreds of souls. The young man's body shook with soft spasms as he tried to stop crying. It was when the boss started laughing that it happened. Something in the young man changed. He stood up, now taller than the boss. A faint glimmer of fear overtook the snarl on the older man's face. The young man's face was empty. Empty as he grabbed the boss's throat and dangled him, dragged him into the car and the crusher. Empty as he picked up the boss and stuffed him inside. Empty as he slammed the trunk down on him, his stupid fat head sticking out, begging for mercy. Empty as he started the machine, staring at the boss and its sniveling, crying, wet face.
Oh boy.
Empty as he grabbed the boss's head, dug his fingers in further, piercing the skin. Empty as he squeezed and pulled. Empty as he heard bones popping and snapping. But when the boss's head, still attached to his spine, pulled cleanly out of his disgusting sack of a body, he smiled.
Yum. Wraith steers back into the eye sockets of his skull.
It doesn't matter how good you are, how innocent, how kind, how full of love you once were. When you look into the eyes of evil, you will surely go mad.
An awkward silence falls upon the room until...
Ask about the story? I know, right? Fucking hit those, hit those bongos. Yeah.
Sorry, I was vibing.
The poor young man, I wonder what happened to him. Oh, yeah, we may never know. Well, wherever he is, I hope he's okay.
I can't tell, but I think Wraith just smiled. Sorry, it's just weird to see him do it. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves, and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean, slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. Wraith approaches you.
Hey, I'm probably not making a great impression because I guess that's not really my thing. I just know that if you got to know me, then... I mean, look, the others aren't around. And I really hate the fire pit. I just kind of hate fire in general. Maybe we could go back to the pool. And like, I don't know, whatever, you know? Or dip in the pool with Wraith. You gotta stop showing up, man. You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow him in an offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk.
What does the ocean want from us? That's been you and your storyteller friend slip into the water. I was thinking deeply about nothing. It's just the right temperature for
That was
you
deep.
to...
That was deep. I think Spirit would have liked that one.
Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean to the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it.
Hey, do you remember my story? You mean the one you just told like a minute ago? Yeah. Yes? Did you, I mean, like, what did you think of the young man in the story? Did you think he's weird? I'd forgive him.
I'd forgive him.
I would forgive him. What happened to him would make anyone snap.
I don't like the achievement I just got.
What
Trial
did you get?
run. You got the hang of it, or so you think.
Oh. And who knows what happened to Basley at that point. He's just trying to be good. Yeah, that's all he wanted, was to be good. Well, that makes sense. Did the young man remind you of anyone? Yes and no. I think that's what makes such a great story. It's unique and surprising, but relatable, familiar. I think we all know someone like that young man. I think we all have a little of him inside us.
Wraith giggles, not in a gross way like you're thinking, but in a very silly one. Jimmy is imagining a tiny little version of himself dancing around in his own belly because that's just who he is. You notice the temperature has dropped significantly. Why are there men dancing in your belly?
You're never gonna be able to play this game the same again, or like the actual. Is it cold in this water now? Is it just me? I feel like my toes are turning into ice cubes.
Wraith seizes up and squeezes his eyes shut.
Please, I can't be around any cube talk. Not since I heard that story from somebody else a long time ago.
Oh.
Dora, you just told us 2 minutes ago? Exactly. That one that wasn't about me.
Usually we'd be nervous that we were about to make things awkward when we barge in.
But obviously we couldn't hold a candle to whatever was happening here tonight.
Either way, it's time for bed.
For you, not us. After you go to sleep, that's when we party.
After spending a day cooped up in all those tight little safari-themed resort uniforms, you just know those two rage late into the night. But you're not here to party with them. You've got your own repressed relationship to tend to. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Wraith's story, about the young man who found out he was part of a sinister plot. What don't you know about your current situation? Is it something that will terrify you? Something that'll make you snap? What if you look into the eyes of evil? And what if you like it? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. They're now familiar, creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations.
We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying.
They hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? How romantic. Who would you like to spend time with? I picked the last one. I want to go back to Ghost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company.
Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless.
Yeah.
I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores.
Really?
What? Even the dead like to relax.
I don't really have any of those things around.
You've been gifted a comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb, carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though, and if you lose it, well...
So get your revenge on me?
If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're more paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be a spooky by now. You've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd.
The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to.
You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you.
Oh no.
Trapper's sitting beside you, sketching a portrait.
Oh, you're awake. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. You should know they're not what they seem. Not like me, who is obvious, completely honest, and trustworthy. I was checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. But since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, the first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me?
Trapper doesn't answer.
Remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But yeah, you look tired. Get some rest. Sleep. Maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over to the about 15 feet to your left.
Finally alone. For real this time. Maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned.
Guess we gotta spend time with trappers or to kick our ass? What the fuck is happening?
Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't... Oh, geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today went really well. These were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. Damn it! I should have been the Russian.
Yeah, you should have been doing the Russian. Fuck. Mixed them up.
I don't think I can. I turn French if I try. So I'm counting my days as a winner no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say? Oh, I do? Okay. Attractive. Mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my sarafan. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I for one will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others?
What an oddly specific backstory.
Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place. He's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Major buzzkill. And Trapper? Oof, where do I begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure. But daddy issues much? Sheesh.
We heard it.
Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life.
Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I'm a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster. Because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. That was funny. Laugh. Laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them, though. I want to lead them on a little more. It'll make it that much better for me when they're screaming. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really, invest in something that might hurt me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. Or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what will happen. I gotta learn to go easier on myself. Who could love me if I can't love myself?
This poor man. I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. I like the writing. I like the weird, sassy, casual. It's fun. Sometimes a little rough, but fun.